I think the best thing in my life that I've found to deal with doubts is, the best way to handle doubts is to doubt them. Doubt. I mean, why not? As long as you're on a roll and you're doubting, just doubt all your doubts. So a thought comes into your head. We all have this from time to time. Some say, what if this isn't even true? What if Christianity isn't even true? What if the Bible, what if the critics are right and it's myths and Jesus never rose from the dead and the miracles didn't happen and this is just all a fairy tale? What if I'm just believing this because my parents told me it's true and I'm just like a Muslim kid believes something Islam because his parents told him it's true and we're all just talking ourselves into this thing and what if it's not even true? Just a myth. You get plagued with doubts like that. What do you do? What should you do when you have thoughts like that? I think what you should do is do the same thing any good scientist does when he comes up with a new theory, and that is doubt it. Test it. Put it under some scrutiny. Instead of just trying to put it out of your mind, go ahead and think about it. If I'm just sitting there minding my business, all of a sudden, it's like, what if Christianity isn't even true? What if it's all false? If that comes into my brain, then I say, okay, brain, you want to explore being a non-Christian? Fine. We'll be a non-Christian. We'll be a non-Christian for a while. So we're non-Christian right now. Non-Christians. Now, I've got nagging doubts about my non-Christianity. Because what if this non-Christianity isn't even true? What if Jesus actually did rise from the dead? How am I going to explain? How do I explain the problems of non-Christianity? How do I explain where everything came from? How do I explain the empty tomb? How do I explain how the disciples didn't believe even when they saw an empty tomb, and then something happened, and all of a sudden they went from cowering in fear to so bold they're willing to die for this truth of the resurrection? How do I explain all that if it's not true? How do I explain prophecy, where hundreds of years ahead of time they announce with specific details, even naming names, and they never get it wrong, ever, in Scripture, and no other religious book has prophecy? How do I explain any of this? It doesn't take much of that, thinking like that, to where you realize that the only way your non-Christianity can hold up is through blind faith in non-Christianity. Because if you have any intellectual integrity at all, you have to admit that non-Christianity cannot stand up to the facts. The reason people are pulled away from Christianity by doubt is because they want to be pulled away. They want to be pulled away. They're willing to be pulled away, and so what they'll do is they'll just turn their attention away from the problems of non-Christianity and blind themselves to that, ignore that, and just focus on the problems of Christianity so that they can justify going the direction they want to go.